That evening, I was exhausted. Work had drained me, and all I wanted was to sink into the couch, maybe with a glass of wine and a light movie in the background. But Ryan, my husband, had insisted on going out to dinner. He said we needed to reconnect, to break the monotony that had crept into our marriage. I didn't resist too much, maybe because deep down, I knew he was right. We had been married for 10 years, and even though I would never admit it out loud, our lives had become predictable. The same routine, the same conversations, and sex reduced to a well-rehearsed script. I wasn't unhappy, but I wasn't completely satisfied either. When Ryan told me that an old friend of his, Connor, would be joining us for dinner, I agreed without much thought. I barely knew him, but I knew that he and Ryan had been close since college. I got ready quickly, choosing a simple black dress and a touch of lipstick. After all, it was just a dinner with friends. I never imagined that behind that evening lay something much deeper and more shocking. Connor was already seated at our table when we arrived at the restaurant in Los Angeles. He greeted me with a shy, kind smile. He was a distinguished man with an air of mystery that I had noticed from the first moment I met him, but I had never stopped to think about it. He was just Ryan's friend, nothing more. The evening went by pleasantly, filled with stories of the past and genuine laughter. Ryan seemed more relaxed than usual, but there was something strange in his eyes, an intensity I couldn't decipher. He almost looked nervous. Then, after a toast, he looked into my eyes and said in a calm yet unsettling voice, "Madison, Connor and I need to talk to you about something." My heart skipped a beat. Why that solemn tone? Why the strange tension in the air? I looked first at Ryan, then at Connor, trying to understand what was about to happen. "I thought we could try something new, something exciting," Ryan continued, lowering his voice slightly, as if not wanting to be overheard by the other tables. A shiver of unease ran down my spine. "What do you mean by different?" I asked cautiously. Ryan glanced at Connor, as if seeking support. Then, with disarming calm, he replied, "A threesome." Time seemed to stop. I froze, unable to process his words. I thought I had misheard. Threesome?" I repeated incredulously, hoping it was some kind of bad joke. But Ryan wasn't smiling. Connor, on the other hand, seemed perfectly at ease. It was his calmness that made me furious. I felt betrayed, not by the proposal itself, but by the fact that Ryan had planned everything without even consulting me first. "What makes you think I'd want this?" I snapped, my voice louder than intended. I could feel the curious glances of other customers at nearby tables. Ryan lowered his gaze. "I don't want to force you into anything, love. I just want you to consider it. I know we're stuck in a routine, and I thought maybe—" Those words hurt me the most. Stuck? And his solution was this? I abruptly stood up, gasping for air. "I need a moment," I said, before walking out of the restaurant in Los Angeles. The cool evening air hit my face. I was furious, confused, but deep down, a small voice whispered a question I never wanted to ask myself. Why did I also feel a spark of curiosity? A few minutes later, Ryan joined me. He looked at me with a mix of apprehension and determination. "Madison, please, let me explain better." I didn't want to listen to him, yet part of me did. We talked for a long time that night. Me, torn between anger and a strange form of understanding. Him, determined but respectful of my emotions. In the following days, I avoided the topic, but the proposal kept haunting me. Every time I looked at Ryan, every time the routine took over, I asked myself, what if I really tried? In the end, it was the fear of losing Ryan that pushed me to make a decision. That evening, after dinner, I approached him. Okay, once, just to see. Ryan's eyes lit up with relief. Really? Are you sure? I'm not sure about anything, I admitted. But I don't want this proposal to become a wall between us. That night was an experience I will never forget. I expected to feel uncomfortable, but instead, I found a new connection with Ryan. Later, as I lay in his arms, I realized that what we were searching for wasn't a daring novelty, but rediscovering each other. The moral? The desire to break the routine can lead us to seek answers outside of ourselves when, often, the solution lies within. The real spark ignites when we listen to each other and communicate honestly. Perhaps, extreme experiences aren't necessary to rekindle intimacy, just the courage to truly talk to one another,